I've spent way too much time this weekend thinking of Thanos as a protagonist, and it's making my heart hurt. Hey guys, I'm Ava and this is WWM Productions. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. If you do, make sure to click that like button and subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you so much. We love having you. I like to consider myself a pretty big Marvel fan, but I'm really only an expert on the MCU. I've watched each movie like 3 times, and as a person who loves to analyze movies and everything that goes into making them, you can just imagine my excitement when I discovered that Disney Plus had Infinity War with director's commentary throughout the whole thing. By the way, if you want to watch it, go on Disney Plus, click on Infinity War, click on Extras. It's right there, movie with commentary. It's really cool. The main thing that the directors and the writers talked about throughout that I find absolutely fascinating is that Infinity War is Thanos' movie. Thanos is the protagonist. It's told from his point of view. Anyways, I thought it would be really interesting to analyze Thanos' character arc through the hero's journey for you guys. For those of you who don't know what the hero's journey or hero's cycle is, it's essentially a story archetype that can fit almost anything. There are specific steps, and not every story needs to fit each step, but more or less it can fit every book, movie, TV show, or bedtime story you can think of. If you want to know more about it, I will link a website that explains everything in a bit more detail in the description box below. Anyways, without further ado, let's talk. Spoilers, by the way, in case that wasn't clear. Now, typically the hero's journey starts with the call to adventure, and most stories have that inciting incident right at the beginning. And while Thanos' arc does have one, the movie itself doesn't begin until after crossing the first threshold. The call to adventure is actually when Gamora locates the map to the Soul Stone, but we don't get to see that on screen. Once Thanos knows that the Soul Stone can be found, he knows he can start his journey, because he can't complete his mission if he can't find all 6. And even though Gamora lied to him about finding the map, Thanos made it pretty clear in the movie that he knew that she was lying like the whole time. He had Nebula's recorded interaction with Gamora, so he has real evidence that he can, in fact, find the Soul Stone and begin his quest. I think the movie doesn't actually begin until the stage known as Belly of the Whale. Now, the Belly of the Whale is basically the stage in the story in which the character's at that point of no return. They've finally left all their status quo behind and have really set forth into their journey. Of course, he already starts with the Power Stone, and it's not like mass murder is crossing a new line for him, but this is the first moment in which he actually crosses the Avengers. He kills a god and former ally, Loki, incurring the wrath of another god, Thor, and he also faces off against the one and only Hulk. He's also able to make quick work of the Hulk without using any of the stones, which shows his true strength and just commitment to his journey. The next few story beats are all part of the road of trials, you know, the set of challenges that the protagonist has to face in order to complete his journey. But his interaction with the Guardians on Nowhere, his conversations with Gamora, and his torturing of Nebula are all leading up to the stage in which Gamora is the Temptress. Now, the woman as a temptress is not always a literal woman, and they're not always purposefully tempting the character, but it's that moment when the protagonist has doubt in their quest, and something is tempting them to stop. And for Thanos, this happens on Vormir, when he realizes that he can only complete his quest and get the Soul Stone by trading the life of his daughter to get the stone. In his own sick and twisted way, he really does love Gamora, and we know this from the fact that his sacrifice does fulfill the stone's toll. This is really the only moment where Thanos shows doubt and vulnerability in his mission. After Vormir, Thanos faces off with the Avengers and the Guardians on Titan, and this is where I believe the stage apotheosis takes place, specifically when he's fighting Tony. This is the moment when Tony Stark is able to stand up against Thanos. He lasts longer than most, without any magic, without any superpowers, just his suit, his mind, and his will to fight. This earns Thanos' respect. He even says so. This apotheosis, the higher understanding and preparedness to face his final trial and complete his mission comes with that newfound respect for his adversary. It also comes when he honors Strange's bargain to spare Tony Stark in exchange for the Time Stone. Finally, he has the Time Stone, he has this new understanding, he is ready for the final stage of his mission. Then comes the ultimate boon. Now, the ultimate boon is the culmination of the entire hero's journey. It's what the protagonist set out to do in the first place. And for Thanos, this is obviously the snap. Thanos takes the Mind Stone from Vision, and he finally has all 6 stones, and he can complete the quest that he set out to do. At this point, he is so powerful that he is able to just cast the Avengers aside, like literal used tissues. The Avengers, the Earth's mightiest heroes, like used tissues. Yes, Wanda is able to put up a very valiant effort against Thanos, but with the Time Stone on his gauntlet, she never stood a chance. After the snap, Thanos completed his mission. He's all done, and he gets to go home. Thanos has a very literal representation of the magic flight because he literally uses a magic stone to teleport away. And then his Master of Two Worlds stage comes from just his perfect world and him settling down finally. This ushers in Thanos' very clear freedom to live stage. This is a stage in a character's arc when they can finally rest. They aren't held back by the past, and they don't have this epic quest or huge challenge to overcome. They live without worry or fear. For Thanos, no longer is he haunted by his past and what happened on his planet. He doesn't fear death, and he doesn't fear the Avengers. He also doesn't need the stones that he worked so hard to get anymore. He uses the stones to destroy the stones, and then when the Avengers ultimately come to end him in Endgame, he just takes it. This freedom to live phase is the state that his character is in when it meets its end at the beginning of Endgame. And then of course he has his own little thing in Endgame when like past Thanos comes to be future Thanos, and then they have that whole other thing, and then he dies again. I don't think he quite completed his character arc in that one. Yeah, no, in Endgame he didn't even have that scene with Gamora. Did he just end in Belly of the Whale? Is that just where it ended? I haven't thought about this one yet. That's an interesting thought. Half a character arc, because it's not his movie anymore. Wow. Anyways, guys, that was my breakdown of Thanos' character arc in Infinity War. If you guys want me to take a look at other character arcs, including but not limited to other MCU characters, I would definitely be interested to do this. This was such a fun video to make, and I really hope you guys liked it. So please let me know if you want to see more. Also, in the comment section, please let me know what you guys thought of Thanos. I've heard some pretty polarizing opinions on him, and I just want to get your side too. Make sure to drop a like and comment and subscribe if you haven't. Also, check out the WWM Productions podcast, We Watch Movies. You can listen on here, or you can also listen on most major podcasting platforms. We post a new episode of the podcast every Wednesday, and we post a new video on this channel every Sunday. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!